none of the support characters in the game can stay near it enough to make sure that you get all the healing you need. So Comfey being able to attach directly to it was unbelievably good. Now with the EXP changes, it's a lot less viable because you're taking away experience from your carry if you're hanging out attached to them. As we have our game 3 here, Noob Snacks, BH3 your purple team, Komaï your orange team, and they have decided on the Groudon Thea Sky Ruins.
They have indeed, and I'm surprised to not see a Snorlax at all between these two teams, given how the first 2 games went, opting instead for the Crustle and the Trev there. A lot of pressure being put on, and I'm surprised that Komaï is electing to not put pressure on that Zorua, incredibly slow clearing Pokemon at the start of the game.
Here we go. We already have Scyther. I mean, we talked about this. It is already in the bottom path, looking to make something happen, picking up a KO on Crustle, just trying to dominate this early, seeing if they can secure that. Zoroark coming in, seeing if they can punish. Beautiful iframes right there on the Trev. Able to score still, but they do finally go down.
Yeah, you quickly saw Gek was really just setting the table for Scyther to clear as much of that experience as it could and just get out of dodge, see if it could make an impression somewhere else. Trapped in the Rock Tomb quickly as a Desu, tons of damage being rained in. They grab a berry just in time. Gek stepping up, level 4, not a Trevenant yet, just a Phantom. Still getting shredded as a Desu. And holy smokes, Yutao on this Zoroark is alive and well early in the stages of game 3.
Yeah, and BH3 moving into the central area of Komaï. Komaï already clearing out the central area of BH3. Trevenant goes down in the bottom path. Mew picking up that KO. Miraidon in some trouble as we see them going down in the top path. Scyther possibly looking for a moment to fight here as 3 members collapse onto this top goal zone. Still not a level 5 on that Lucario.
No, and that's an issue, right? That means that, like, despite the fact that all the pressure was put in the bottom path of this game so far, they were able to be stopped. And there we just saw the Scyther getting caught out again and stopped. And this does not bode well in the first part of the game 3 for Komaï.
No, this is a very different look for Komaï, right? We have not seen them struggle at the start of a match, but we are here. Mew picking up more KOs. They're level 7 as opposed to Mewtwo's only level 5 on the other side. Another big secure gives them 8 with that Electro Ball. Wow, level-wise, things are really getting out of control early here. BH3 with a commanding lead. Zoroark picking up any KO they want, but it looks like we actually have a little bit of light at the end of that tunnel as Komaï grabs that team-wide XP from Regidrago.
And again, Regidrago provides that experience to everybody on your team, not just those Pokemon around fighting it. So at least that's a place to start as we have the quick hot rotation with the Hyperspace Highway. And we'll see what BH3 does in the face of Komaï. They can't leverage the Rock Tomb exactly the way they wish, as a Desu's just kind of bubbled out because they can't do much against the presence that BH3 has.
Yeah, Komaï, they may just be letting this walk right here, and it looks like, yes, they are deciding to let this walk, and they're going to try to make a play here. No, they all decide to back away from it. They were hiding in the tall grass to see if we had multiple members of BH3 coming in for a score right here, as Regirock is now being taken by BH3. That's another objective for free, but Komaï, an assault on this bottom goal zone. Hoopa trying to bring the squad down.
Oh, big rotation here, Hyperspace Highway, and it's Yutao that comes through, and they are dipping and darting through Komaï, shredding them apart. The Scyther's gonna go down. KO streak of 3 for Zoroark.
Look at this Zoroark, no Comfey necessary, as they are going to go ahead and score 40 in this bottom goal zone, 170 to 83. And you know, earlier the caster curse hit me when I said no way they picked Blaziken first, but given how good they are on it, this is absolutely a great play for them, and proving that Zoroark is still very viable even without the Comfey collar. Level 11 right now.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, any character in the game, if it's just so much further ahead, it can do a lot of work, and that's what we're seeing here. Zoroark is just miles ahead. Now, what BH3 needs to do is not get high on their own supply, and certainly not let this Zoroark get knocked out, right? We cannot let it get taken down, because that comeback experience is going to roar into the hands of Komaï.
Yeah, and we can see Lucario still not even level 9, finally gets their Unite move on the side of Komaï, as well as Trevenant, both of them ticking over to Unite. So the next fight we could have Unite moves on every single member of Komaï. Just about everyone on BH3 has it, all except for Mew here, as they move towards this goal zone.
Great pull, quick knockout around, and follow up. There's the Aura Cannon doing a little bit of damage to the Blaziken. We have the Mewtwo Unite popping out, and the Scyther steps up and cleans up the trash on Zoroark. We're going to keep scrapping the bottom. We've got a Charge Beam fully charged up, and we've got a Blaze Kick that's going through trying to find its target. We're chopping through. The Scyther goes down, and now the tides have absolutely turned. We're using our Unite move to flip the script, and that was an absolute scrap.
Yeah, what a fight there, especially from Megu on the Crustle. You know, that Unite move with some perfect timing, massive X scissors. What a beautiful rock tomb to hold the Miraidon and make sure that it goes down. BH3 playing that incredibly well, even though Komaï moving in for a big fight. Nice. Look at that as well. I mean, Megu once again, the X scissor pushing out Lucario. No chance for a steal right there as the Zoroark moves right in. I mean, this is just one after another for BH3.
Yeah, and they can't even step up now because they are sitting on pad. At least they're able to take care of the Zoroark, and that might be the only prize left for them to take here as the Crustle goes down and they're just sitting on pad.
Yeah, they're going to have to base here. Hoopa just throwing some fists from the sky, but they're not able to make much else happen. Good defense there from Komaï because they had been struggling in a lot of these fights. And also, we talked about it, finally taking down that Zoroark. Look at the levels right now. That's 13 for the Scyther. This thing is incredibly strong. If it gets a big, powerful setup in some of these fights, it can just, you know, cut through the entire enemy team before they're even able to react.
Yeah, I mean, we saying that might be their only prize, but they got it twice. They cashed in on that Zoroark twice. And when I say they, I specifically mean Toast on this Scyther, which is the experience they needed to bring balance to this game. So although they're down on the score sheet, 117 points, Komaï is alive.
Interesting to not see a double hit on the Scyther. Some players run it for, you know, more mobility, but we've got more of a damage play set here with Swords Dance, which will allow you to make some big plays as well. The burst potential even higher on a Pokemon like that, but your mobility is reduced. We've seen a couple moments this Scyther get caught. We'll see if that's going to be the play here, as we got about 40 seconds until Groudon hits this map, all tied up in our first game here in EU. And we were talking about how these two teams were some of the teams to watch in the region, so I gotta love that it started like this.
Yeah, nice little pull, almost converted into a knockout there. 25 seconds till Groudon populates. Now we just got Thunder chasing down Megu there on the Crustle, as these teams might make it about the top path.
Here we go. Registeel in the top path here would be huge for either one of these teams, that damage. But 10 seconds left. It doesn't look like either team's going to go for it, as they are both positioning for Groudon. Moving down here, we have the Trevenant resetting. Zoroark actually hiding in the tall grass on the side of Komaï, seeing if they can get some information or even catch them in a big way. Mew throwing out the solar beams. Toast making their way down, and the Zoroark does peel away from the center. Both teams now looking for their moment. Hornleech catches the Zoroark, but no, they are able to peel away from this. That could have been massive if the team could follow up with it, but Zoroark intelligently running away from a very bad situation right there. Charge Beam, not really doing too much. Komaï now down at Groudon. They need to make the play. They're down by over 100 too, so peeling off one player to score just isn't enough. However, two players possibly looking for it in that top path. So we have Scyther and Trevenant. We now have the Mew, of course, just using that solar beam, trying to find members of the enemy team, get a little damage early, but Komaï is going to need to make the play. They tap the Groudon, we have the Rock Tomb, the solar beams again, and time is ticking away from Komaï here, Doob Snacks.
Yeah, I mean, they're running low on time. They need to make a move now, and it looks like they tried to pull the trigger. The Zoroark there, Mewtwo Unite is out. It's dodged as well. Solar Beam through the light screen, not going to deal too much damage, and Komaï's looking to collapse on Groudon. The hyperspace is open. That big fury of a Hoopa is there. Big stuns in the middle, going to put them down, but it's Megu that bites the dust first. Aura Cannon to get that extra shield, and now they're going to have to reset. We got two players going back. Blaziken takes care of that Miraidon in the downstage area. as the overheat doesn't hit anyone, but the Mewtwo's getting the pressure put on. We've got 30 seconds left, and we need to make real plays if we're Komaï. How are they going to play this? They're looking to rip through the middle, but the Zoroark is back and finds the Trevenant. Groudon's at half. Where's the Mew going? They're over the top. They're looking for a secure. Boosted Auto in the middle. They're going to line up a Solar Beam. It's too late. And now the chase is on as Lucario's got to get some points in. They have to score in the face. They're down by a ton. They need multiple scores. Nothing has gone in yet. 5 seconds left. There's 30. They need more still. Who's going to put in their points? Isn't anybody? I haven't seen anything else go in.
Wow, BH3 with an insane defense there. Komaï just letting the time tick further and further down. I think, a small score from you, but it is not enough.